Oh, wow, the government is going to be handing out $2,000 checks soon, and this is probably where they're going to be going. Yep. What a wonderful use of our money. As a lot of people have some serious questions about what in the world is going on with the Republican political party. As Tucker Carlson has come out and says at this point, he is soon potentially going to be opposing the Republicans. Yep. He actually said that. A very similar statement to Alex Jones that just a few hours ago announced that he is inches away from not supporting Donald Trump, as people are calling into his show and talking about this is time to burn the MAGA hat. Is that actually the situation that we're in? Is this the time to potentially do that? Well, we're going to be discussing that, as well as the very interesting comments from Tucker Carlson, not just regarding the Republican Party, but also specifically the Epstein client list, which Tucker Carlson decided to get into as well, talking about how many other foreign governments are involved here, which he clearly points the finger at for extorting and blackmailing our politicians, just like these two prominent hoorah street workers that are taking an IOU or check from this old deviant man. All those people are going to get $2,000 checks.
Look, the tariffs are an American policy. The president wants the American people to understand how great tariffs are for them. And so one of the ways to prove to the American people how great tariffs are is to have them share in a part of 1 year's income from these tariffs. And that's $2,000 a head, as he said, for people who need the money.
Right before the midterms, like, hey, free $2,000 checks. And it's not the first time that Trump did this. During the coup years, he's like, free checks. They bungled that. They couldn't even do that correctly. But now more free monies. To what people exactly? You think that's going to work in a way to win the midterms?
You know, he's going to constrain it to people who need the money, and that's exciting. So the president's got that on his desk.
Yeah, he's going to constrain it to the people who, quote, need the money. Who will that go into the hands of? I can only wonder. And imagine, as I'm saying, you're the Republican political party. You're talking about capitalism, free markets, and you're divvying out UBIs like you did in your first... What? As it's frustrating, especially with the taxes, the regulations, the rules that prevent businesses and entrepreneurs from being able to achieve success in this country in exchange for monopolies and AI data centers that are now gobbling up, raising the price of energy for everybody. That's a big conspiracy that not a lot of people like to talk about here, while taking over the internet and creating these kind of parasitic hive mind type of psychological psyops that are being run by our government that creates AI degenerative slop while destroying content creators like myself. It's not fun to see what's going on here. But anyway, Tucker Carlson, I think, addressed some of his own frustrations. Because, listen here, you know, I run a small operation. One thing Trump could do is he could say, you know, because of the tariffs, which, by the way, make sure that the consumer pays more for products, since now companies shipping stuff in have to pay a premium on top of that. That, of course, is given as a payment that you now have to pay extra for. The people who actually buy and interact and are involved in business and commerce, those costs, the tariffs costs are kind of put on them. Right? Let's just be real. I agree. Listen, we need to negotiate tough with tariffs. It's crazy how American products are tariffed to oblivion. And I agree with Trump on this thing. That you need to negotiate hard with some of these countries that are taking advantage of us, because you want to sell an American product, you get tariffed to oblivion. But they get to bring in their products and compete in our markets without the tariffs? No. Get rid of all tariffs would be my perspective, would be my personal approach to all of this, to allow an actual free market to exist here. but to kind of continue on and to do more tariffs and not negotiate the end of all tariffs. And then just to say, oh, the people who are doing the business, they get the cost. But we're going to give it to the poorest people now in the country. The poorest people that are already on a lot of government subsidies, as we learned through the recent EBT scandal, is a slap in the face for every kind of businessman. You could temporarily do a little bit of payroll tax relief, right? As a company, I have to pay myself. I have to pay taxes to pay myself. That's ridiculous. That is stupid. That is insane. The amount of money that we pay in taxes. Lower the taxes. Stop giving out money for free. Stop devaluing the purchasing power of the dollar and destroying and wrecking us financially as the Federal Reserve banking system is absolutely having their way with the American people. And then we're going to reward the people who don't produce and make any. It's just infuriating. And Tucker Carlson shared some of those frustrations.
And on the Republican Party, which is almost to the point where it's just useless, and I'm going to have to oppose it because I hate them too much, but because they're such betrayers. But anyway, in the Republican Party, it's like, you a socialist? Are you from Mondani?
Why are people going to Mondani? People are going, and this is the point that I think Tucker and myself and many other people have been making for a long time, saying, look, the more unfair of an economic situation you create for everybody, the more people are going to be more inclined to go towards liberal, leftist, socialistic ideas. Economic downturns historically always signal to political radicalization, right? And that's why a lot of people are saying, this guy's promising me to steal money and give it to me. I'll give it. It gives me that. And that's what people are doing in New York City with voting and supporting for Mondami. We're going to play the rest of that clip, as well as talk about Alex Jones and the caller he got about potentially burning MAGA flags. Before we do, just really quickly and shortly, we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. Our number one selling supplement, creatine, is on back order. I just got the news. It's going to be back December 9th or 10th. We're going to have it in stock, and we're going to ship it right away. Purchase it now, and it is going to be available on back order, which means we're going to ship it to you as soon as we get it, which means you could get it as the perfect stocking stuffer. 2 months supply, high-quality creatine. We're actually going to give you a bigger size. There's different creatines out there. There's a major supply chain issue from the one that comes from Germany, the purest, the best. Ask people, where do you get your creatine from? Ask manufacturers. And if they say China or another country, there's countries in the Middle East, those are untested, those are unproven. A lot of them are being found to have contaminants, heavy metals in them, and other nonsense in them. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't want to take some weird stuff. I don't know what's going to actually happen to me. Germany produces the best stuff. They had a huge manufacturing issue. We made sure to be on top of that. We made sure to be the first in line. We're getting our creatine December 10th in stock. It's going to be mailed out the same day. Secure your spot. Get the back order right now. Creatine, absolutely incredible, especially when it comes to cognitive function, physical abilities, muscle growth. I love this stuff. It has helped me out tremendously. And I think this is the thing that allows me to work as hard as I have been working the last few kind of months and almost a year now, ever since, I got destroyed by the IRS. And the IRS came in and said, we're stealing everything. I was like, oh, nice. Everything? Yeah, everything. I'm like, that's nice of you. That's so nice. That's so pleasant. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for my money to be squandered away and wasted away. So I decided to work very hard. I'm back on my feet now. And that's mainly because of our creatine, number one selling product on wearechange.shop. Secure yours. We're going to ship it December 10th. That's the truth. And it's on back order. But December 10th, we're getting it, and we're going to mail it out. I apologize for it being on back order. I know a lot of people rely on this stuff. A lot of people love this stuff, but this stuff sells like hotcakes. This stuff it does what it promises to do. It's the real deal. wearechange.shop. I did a lot of research and homework into a lot of this stuff. They came to me, though, you want to sell the stuff from China? We'll get it to you, cheaper price, you get more profit. And I'm like, no. If someone's selling you creatine right now, be like, it's probably from China. I don't trust it. I don't want it. I want mine. I want this one. And I made sure to hoard some of my own personal supply here. I got it right over here. Look, I use this stuff. There's a bunch of these empty bottles all around me. Why? Because I use it. And it has helped me out tremendously. So wearechange.shop. get it, secure it. First orders first go out, and I'm gonna help out the button pusher, Stephanie, and I'm gonna work with her, and we're gonna make sure we get it out there to you guys as soon as possible. So I'm gonna be shipping them out personally myself. Anyway, let's continue on with this Tucker Carlson clip that I think is important because it highlights the kind of situation that we're all in, where it's like, what are you doing? Like, the Republican political party is sitting on their hands, right? They're infighting. They're not passing any kind of legislation, codifying any of these executive orders. In the midterms, the Democrats are going to come in. They're going to impeach Donald Trump. They're going to mobilize him. He's not going to be able to pass any legislation. He could pass legislation right now, but he's hyper-focusing on attacking people like MTG, one of his biggest fervent supporters, that now broke away because of his protection of the Epstein files. And it's like, what are you guys doing? It's like, oh, but we'll give you a $2,000 UBI check. And I'm like, what? Stop it. Like, stop. Like, we have to fix the economy. Giving away free monies is not going to fix the economy.
No, not really a socialist. Just, I don't want any more dollar stores. I don't want high density housing in my neighborhood. I don't want any more fucking strip malls that nobody goes to. No more karate studios and vape shops. Like, how about no? Oh, socialist? You don't believe in the free market? Because you bribed a fucking county commissioner to build more garbage? You don't even live here? Mm-hmm. In a normal society, we'd like burn your strip mall down. So you can't do that here. You can't turn my women into prostitutes. Sorry, OnlyFans. And you can't destroy the landscape that I live in. No. How about no? That's not crazy, is it?
Yeah, he's like, conservatives are supposed to conserve things. As society is decaying all around us, the Democrats are having political victory after political victory. They're running laps around us, especially when it comes to passing legislation, getting their own way, and influencing the young women in this country. All right, and we look at how that really worked out. Women are more depressed than ever, more on SSRIs, especially white women. My goodness, the levels of pharmaceutical use with white women dramatically up. Why? Because a lot of them are dealing with just obscure, awful situations where they vote for these crazy leftist policies, and then they, live in a situation like in Chicago with what they voted for, what they supported as their BLM supporters, and then some crazy black guy that's been released from jail 70 times just decides to take lighter fluid and lights the spark and lights this person on fire. Real case that happened in Chicago. And the Pritzker is there, like, look how safe it is. Look, I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. Look, I'm so safe. Our country's being looted. Our country's being destroyed from the inside. And we got these politicians grandstanding, being like, we revoke socialism. No, you're acting like the real socialist here. And the Republican Party has been a failure. And this is a time where we can't afford any failures for the future of this country, for the future of the purchasing power of the dollar, for the future of our world and our life.
No, it's not. I mean, no.
And you can't take all my tax dollars and then refuse to do anything about child molestation. Like, the whole reason you exist, county commissioners, is to protect my daughters from getting molested. But you won't because, like, why?
Yeah. Why won't you guys actually do something? As Alex Jones released a very similar message saying, look, I'm just inches away from not supporting Donald Trump, especially after what just happened to MTG. As a caller called into a show highlighting some of the frustrations that a lot of people on the populist alternative right are facing.
I can see MAGA people getting in arguments over it now. He's causing a fraction within his own situation. All the courts are going to do is let him do what he's doing, let him destroy himself, and that's what he's doing. He's going to lose the midterms. He's done. Trump is done. He's a loser. He's exactly what he's accused Marjorie Taylor Greene of being. He's the traitor. Trump is the traitor. Trump is the Trojan horse that we put in there, and he ain't doing nothing that we asked for. He ain't doing nothing that we voted for. And he's more interested in Israel and the corporatists that want to take over everything, including your water and electricity.
A little bit more of a black pillar here. I'll be quite honest. Do I agree with some of his assessments? Yeah. Is he totally correct? No. There are some political victories that are deserving to be noted here. But listen, this is a caller. This is a random person calling and be like, this is how I feel. And a lot of people feel this. And to say he's just wrong because he's wrong on this one particular, and to dismiss him is wrong. I think these voices are important. I think these voices are the ones that are going to choose not to vote during the midterms because they're so disillusioned, they're so blackpilled by everything that it's just disappointing to see the Republican political party turn in on itself, attack each other, rather than actually deal with the real pressing matters for the future of this country.
This is ridiculous what Trump has done. He has turned his back on his base. That's what he's done. People need to wake up and make it clear to Trump, we see what you're doing. Stop listening to Israel, mister, because you've already broken it. You went and bombed Iran. We didn't vote for that. You're still giving money to Ukraine. You lied to us. Well, it'll be done the next day. Not done. Not done.
We're getting some news today that, according to the White House, I'm going to do the next video about this on the second channel. Make sure to check out the second channel. This channel is just burning and crashing. The second channel maybe will be able to survive. It looks like the White House just announced that the deal by the Ukrainians has been accepted, which is huge. Which if it moves forward and there's a peace deal, Trump deserves credit for it.
Done. It's a crap. Trump is a fake. He's a fraud. Burn your MAGA hat.
Hold on. I agree with about 80% of what you're saying, but the border has become secure. They have scaled up deportations. He is working to end a lot of these wars. He got us out of the Paris Accord that is literally the end of civilization as we know it, if they'd have got that. He brought in Kennedy. They've curtailed a lot of the poison shots and things. In fact, that's the paradox. He's doing so much good while doing some bad, and then his rhetoric is terrible. And then...
Yeah, PR-wise, messaging-wise, whoever is advising him is doing an awful job. Like, it doesn't take a genius in the room to say, hey, they're booing Lindsey Graham. They really love MTG. What kind of advisor comes to him and says, yeah, we need more endorsements of Lindsey Graham. Let's attack MTG. Huh?
And saying, oh, if you investigate Epstein or if you're my constituent and care, you're not MAGA, or we don't have talent in America. These are horrible statements that are like...
Yeah, the H-1B visa with Trump saying, no, we got to import these people. Another thing, where it's like we're all being replaced by robots. People are losing their jobs, and you're saying import more people from the third world to make labor prices go down more? Huh? Instead of training and making sure Americans get jobs and have some kind of secure financial future here. But hey, you got that $2,000 check. What are you doing?
Like designed to be destructive. And I know Trump's smarter than that, so it is paradoxical. I'll get that you have a right to be mad. But let's look at the other side. I'm not a lesser of two evils, but I'm like, do I have a boat that's sunk or a boat that's leaking? To me, Trump's the leaking boat. So as mad as I'm at it for leaking, I mean, the White House had up Mark Mitchell last week from the show. Said, oh, yeah, we saw you on Alex. It's terrible. Met with Vance, them for hours, Trump 45 minutes. They listened. And then he kind of has like two personalities. He goes back and forth. He's 79. I know he works way too much. Just imagine, though, be serious with me. I know you are serious. I'm saying, well, please, I respect you. I mean, I'm being serious. Edward, where will we be with Kamala Harris right now?
That's a good question. Probably in the gulags. Now, a lot of people are saying Tucker Carlson is destroying the Republicans. Well, I think the Republicans are doing that themselves. I think criticism needs to be had here. A lot of people are responding to this by saying Tucker's losing it or lost relevance. I don't think that's true at all here. I think Tucker is more popular than ever. As a lot of people are saying, he's just an opportunist. I don't think so. The guy's very well off financially. He doesn't need to be doing any of this stuff. Other people are saying he's correct. The GOP only does one thing, and that is purposefully being worthless. I kind of agree with that, as a lot of people are saying, yeah, lots of people are going back to being independents. And listen, Trump was able to garner the independent voice, but he hasn't really kind of fostered or done a lot of policies for them comparatively to the donor class. The donor class, the foreign policy initiatives, are steamrolling through, with getting done whatever they want to get done. Other people domestically are like, whatever. I still didn't get time to go into the Epstein stuff. There's also some interesting comments from Kash Patel and Tucker Carlson. I'm going to do that in a future video. So subscribe, click the notification button. But I want to leave the question to you. Is it time to leave MAGA? Or is it time to fight for it? What do you think is the right move to make from here? Press 1, abandon. Press 2, fight. Let me know. Let's start that conversation down in the comment section down below. I appreciate all of your time, all of your attention. Thank you so much for becoming the best, strongest, most amazing versions of yourselves. Go getting the creatine and supporting this independent media organization at the same time. I wouldn't be here frozen for you guys doing that, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/weare